I took creatine every single day for 365 days to find out what actually happens when you commit to it long term. No breaks, no cycling, no overthinking. And some of what happened to my body genuinely surprised me. So you want to try creatine, but the internet has you convinced you'll either go bald, bloat like a balloon, or destroy your kidneys by next Tuesday. Meanwhile, every jacked guy at your gym swears by it like it's the holy grail of gains. So which is it? Dangerous science experiment or the best $5 you'll ever spend on a supplement? Hear me out. You've probably heard about loading phases. The idea is to take around 20 grams a day for the first week to saturate your muscles as fast as possible. Then you drop down to 5 grams for maintenance. The logic behind it makes sense. If creatine works by filling up your muscle stores, why not fill them as fast as possible and start seeing benefits sooner? Does it work? Yes. Is it necessary? Not really. Loading gets you to full saturation in about a week. Skipping the loading phase gets you there in about 3 weeks. Same destination, different timeline. The trade-off is that loading can mess with your stomach. 20 grams is a lot to process. Some people handle it fine. Others spend the week regretting every decision that led them there. I skipped the loading phase entirely. Started with 5 grams from day 1 and never looked back. Slow and steady, zero stomach issues. But even if you get the dose right, there's still one question everyone overcomplicates. When should you take creatine? Before training, after, morning, night, with food, without? Here's the truth. It doesn't matter. Creatine isn't like caffeine where timing affects how you feel. It builds up in your muscles over time. Once you're saturated, you're saturated. Whether you took it at 7 a.m. or 10 p.m. makes zero difference. The best time to take creatine is whenever you'll actually remember. I took mine after training because I was already making a shake. One less thing to think about. You can mix it with water, juice, protein, whatever you want. The only thing that changes is taste. Creatine has a slightly chalky texture, so hiding it in something flavored helps. All right, enough setup. Here's what you actually came for. After a full year of daily creatine, here's what changed. First, strength. This was the most noticeable. Not some overnight transformation where I suddenly doubled my lifts. It was gradual. A few extra reps here, slightly heavier weight there. Sets where I used to hit a wall suddenly had more left in the tank. By month 2, I was consistently pushing past numbers that used to be my limit. By month 6, the difference was undeniable. Lifts that used to feel heavy started feeling manageable. Weight I once struggled with became my warm-up. Was creatine the only reason? No. Training and nutrition matter more, but that extra ATP gave me an edge I could feel every single session. Second, my muscles looked fuller. This is where people get confused. Yes, creatine causes water retention, but the water goes inside your muscle cells, not under your skin. That's a huge difference. Water under the skin makes you look soft and bloated. Water inside the muscle makes you look bigger, denser, and more pumped, even on rest days. I noticed it around week 3. My arms looked thicker, my chest had more shape. Nothing crazy, but definitely visible. And as long as you stay hydrated, you won't get that puffy look everyone worries about. Before I get into what happened to me, you need to understand what creatine actually does, because most people have no idea. Creatine is not a steroid, it's not some lab-made shortcut that turns you into a Hulk. Your body already produces it naturally. Your liver makes it, your kidneys chip in, and it gets stored in your muscles. It's been there your whole life. Supplementing just gives you more of it to work with. Third, recovery improved. This one caught me off guard. Soreness after heavy sessions didn't hit as hard. I could train the same muscle group again sooner without feeling wrecked. Over the course of a year, that adds up to way more quality training sessions. And more quality sessions means more gains overall. But there was something else I wasn't aware of, something totally different. And here's that something I didn't expect at all. Around month 3, I started noticing my focus was sharper. Long work sessions felt easier. I could concentrate longer before my brain started checking out. At first, I thought it was random, maybe better sleep, but it kept happening. Turns out creatine isn't just stored in your muscles. It's in your brain too, and your brain uses it for energy the same way your muscles do. There's actual research showing creatine can improve short-term memory and reduce mental fatigue. I had no idea going in. Most people think of creatine as purely a gym thing, but that mental clarity ended up being one of the best surprises of the whole year. Now, with all these benefits, you're probably wondering why creatine still has such a bad reputation. Let's clean up the nonsense. Hair loss. This myth comes from one study over a decade ago that suggested creatine might raise DHT, a hormone linked to balding. That study has never been replicated, and even then, DHT stayed within normal ranges. After 365 days, my hairline looks exactly the same. If you're losing hair, blame genetics, not your supplement. Kidney damage? Also overblown. Creatine raises creatinine levels in your blood, which doctors use to check kidney function. But that doesn't mean your kidneys are struggling. It just means there's more creatine in your system. Studies on healthy adults show no issues from long-term long-term use. And cycling? The idea of taking creatine for 8 weeks, stopping for 4, then starting again? Pointless. Your body doesn't build tolerance. Once you're saturated, you stay saturated as long as you keep taking it. I took it every day for a year with no breaks. Worked just as well on day 300 as it did on day 30. Now, if you want to know more than 90% of people do, here's some stuff that rarely gets talked about. Creatine may help with blood sugar regulation. Studies show that creatine combined with exercise improves how your body handles glucose. If metabolic health matters to you, that's a nice bonus. There's also research suggesting creatine might help with symptoms of depression. The theory is your brain benefits from that extra energy just like your muscles do. Not saying it replaces therapy, but it's an interesting angle. After 365 days, here's where I stand. Creatine did exactly what it was supposed to do. More strength over time, fuller looking muscles, faster recovery between sessions, and even some mental benefits I didn't see coming. No side effects, no horror stories, no regrets. It's one of the cheapest supplements you can buy, one of the safest you can take, and one of the most researched compounds in fitness history. If you've been sitting on the fence wondering whether creatine is worth it, stop wondering. Grab some basic monohydrate, take your 5 grams a day, stay consistent, and let the results speak for themselves. The only thing I wish I did differently was starting sooner. So why does more creatine matter? When you train, your muscles run on something called ATP. Think of ATP as the fuel that powers every rep. Problem is, your body barely stores any. A few seconds of intense effort and it's gone. That's why rep 1 feels smooth and rep 8 feels like your arms are about to fall off. Creatine helps your body regenerate ATP faster. More ATP means more power. More power means more reps and heavier weight. And over time, that adds up to more muscle. But here's where most people mess things up before they even see results. Walk into any supplement store and you'll be staring at an entire wall of options. Creatine HCl, buffered creatine, liquid creatine, micronized creatine. Every single one promises faster absorption or better results. Sounds great on paper, but here's the reality. It's almost all marketing. Companies slap a fancy name on the label, throw in some scientific-sounding words, and charge you double for the same thing. Creatine monohydrate is the only form backed by decades of research, thousands of studies. It works, it's safe, it's dirt cheap. Everything else is just trying to reinvent something that doesn't need reinventing. Those fancy versions claiming better absorption, your body absorbs monohydrate just fine, always has. The companies selling alternatives are solving a problem that doesn't exist. When you're shopping, flip the container and check the ingredients. If it says creatine monohydrate and nothing else, you're good. If there's a paragraph of extra stuff, you're paying for filler. Throughout my entire year, I used the most basic monohydrate I could find. No fancy blends, no regrets. But buying the right creatine is only half the battle. This is where people love to overthink. They pull out calculators, obsess over body weight ratios, and stress about finding the perfect dose like they're mixing some kind of magic potion. Forums are full of debates. Some say 3 grams is enough, others swear you need 10. Here's the truth. It's way simpler than anyone makes it sound. 5 grams a day. That's it. That's the dose that works for almost everyone. If you're a bigger guy, maybe bump it to 6 or 7. If you're smaller, 4 might be enough. But stressing over the exact number is pointless. Your muscles aren't counting milligrams. What actually matters is consistency. Taking creatine every single day, not just on training days. Your muscles need to stay saturated for it to work properly. Skip days here and there, and you're just delaying your own progress. I took 5 grams every day for 365 days straight. Why 5? That's what the scoop measured. Easy to remember, impossible to mess up. If this video helped you finally understand creatine, smash that like button. It helps more than you think. And if you don't want to miss videos like this one, hit subscribe. See you in the next one.